Hello, hello. Thank you for checking in. It is Friday. Woohoo! Funny Friday, a regular feature of Live with Lorielle New, where we share jokes to put everybody in a good mood for the weekend. And this is a long weekend. Woohoo! Because here in the United States, we are celebrating Independence Day, 4th of July, on Monday. So, yeah, there won't be any show on Monday, and I hope everybody gets to do something and enjoy themselves and celebrate the 4th.
Introducing Samsung Kids.
There's YouTube. That is how long the lag is between Google Hangouts and YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, sorry, but there's a lag. Anyhow, woohoo! Happy 4th of July. So yes, I won't be here on Monday. I will be celebrating by not driving drunk and not blowing my hand off. And I hope you all celebrate that same way. Let me say hello to everybody. Hello, Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler, woohoo! And Philip Chandler and Star Raven and Angie Tomlinson and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Andrew Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and N1QOV and Blair Cooper and Terry Sue and Brett and Max and Cosmic Joe and Jay Dolman and Wing Doggy and Wing Swede. Thank you so much for checking in. Great to see everybody. And woohoo! We already have a joke, a long joke here. Let me see if I can try and read this for our first joke for Funny Friday. Let me go back. Woohoo! And it's from Marcel. Oops, just moved. All right, Marcel has the first joke. Says, a librarian is working away at her desk when she notices that a chicken has come into the library and is patiently waiting in front of the desk. So when the chicken sees that the librarian's attention, it squawks, book, 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 book. The librarian complies, putting a couple of books down in front of the chicken. The chicken quickly grabs them and disappears. The next day, the librarian is again disturbed by the same chicken, who puts the previous day's pile of books down on the desk and again squawks, book, 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 book. The librarian shakes her head and wonders what the chicken is doing with these books. But eventually she finds some more books for the chicken, and the chicken disappears. The next day, the librarian is once again disturbed by the chicken, who squawks in a rather irritated fashion, it seems. By now, the librarian's curiosity is getting the better of her, so she gets a pile of books for the chicken and follows the chicken when it leaves the library. She follows it through the parking lot, down the street, and several blocks, and finally into a large park. The chicken disappears into a small grove of trees, and the librarian follows. On the other side of the trees is a small marsh. The chicken has stopped on the side of the marsh. The librarian is now really curious. She hurries over and sees she hurries over and sees that there is a small frog sitting next to the chicken, examining each book. One at a time, the librarian comes within earshot, just in time to hear the frog saying to the chicken, read it, 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 read it. Book, book, book. Read it, read it. Funny Friday, where we share jokes to put everybody in a good mood for the weekend. Thank you, Marcel, for the first joke. A very long one. So David Jones says, I'm taking the train to the airport on Tuesday and not getting on a plane. Okay. You're just visiting. Marcel says, two guys were in a car stopped at a red light. The light finally turns green, but the driver didn't notice. But the driver doesn't notice. The passenger says, it's green. Or it's green. After a moment, the driver responds, a frog? Oh. David Jones says he has an appointment at the airport. Oh, David Jones is getting a new job as a TSA security screener in charge of pat-downs. Plans to focus on babies and old people in wheelchairs. You never know what those sneaky folks are up to. There could be bombs in that diaper. Both of them. Old people in wheelchairs and babies both wear diapers. You could be hiding anything in there. All kinds of shit. Ooh. Yes. Yeah. No, you were going there to get on the list, the traveling to Canada list. That's my guess. Global entry. That's what it's called. That's what she said. Hi, for your birthday, I'm giving you a coupon for global entry. Uh-huh. I don't want to know about that. Two rednecks are walking down a dirt path. One man has a big sack over his shoulder. The other man says, "What's in the sack?" The first man says, "Got me some chickens for dinner tonight." The other man asks how many chickens are in the sack. "Well, I'll tell you," replies the first man. "If you can guess how many chickens I've got in this sack, I'll give them both to you." Two? When Dougie says, I just ate 4 delicious bowls of alphabet soup. And right after that, I had a massive vowel movement. Ah ha ha, wordplay. Two elephants meet and find themselves staring at a totally naked guy. After a while, one of the elephant whispers to the other elephant, I really don't get how he can feed himself with that thing. Look at it. Doesn't even touch the ground. Oh, Linda, that's horrible. Marcel has one. One frog says to another one, "Are you indisposed?" And the other one answers, "No. Why do you keep asking me that?" And the first frog says, "Because you look so green. I thought maybe you were sick." Linda claims that a woman's 4 favorite animals are, well, Linda believes, in Linda's opinion, her 4 favorite animals are a mink in the closet, a jaguar in the garage, a tiger in the bedroom, and an ass to pay for it all. Oh, Linda! Linda's like, what? No! Linda! It's Fun Friday! Woohoo! Woohoo! Hi, N1QOV and Sam and St. Clinton and Philip Chandler and anyone else watching on YouTube. Okay, we got another long one here. Hang on 1 second. This is from Marcel. A scientist was interested in studying how far bullfrogs can jump. So he bought a bullfrog, brought it into his lab. He set it down and said to the bullfrog, "Jump, frog, jump!" So the frog jumped across the room. And the scientist measures the distance. The scientist measured the distance and noted that in the journal, frog with 4 legs jumps 8 feet. Then he cut the frog's front leg off and again says, "Jump, frog, jump!" The frog struggled a moment and only jumped a few feet. After measuring the distance, the scientist notes in his journal, frog with 2 legs jumps 3 feet. Next, the scientist cut off the frog's back legs. And once again, it's a weird scientist. Once again says, "Jump, frog, jump!" Frog just lay there. "Jump, frog, jump!" Nothing happens. The scientist notes, frog with no legs loses its hearing. Ah! That should be a lesson about interpretation of data. David Jones says, "My brother swallowed a box of firecrackers." Wow, David Jones, is he all right? And David Jones says, "I don't know, I haven't heard the last report yet." A man complains to a waiter says, "I am outraged. There is 1 hair in my soup." And the waiter says, "Well, what do you expect for this price? The entire wig?" Again, interpretation of data. So, here's one from Marcel. Here's top 10 signals you might be a frog. You get mad when you don't find a fly in your soup. You buy out the supply of wart removal cream in your drugstore constantly. French chefs are eyeing your legs and appear to be following you. Fog lamps appear to be a curse to you. On applications, you list Pond as your home address. Kermit is your idol. Miss Piggy makes a pass at Kermit. You get mad whenever Miss Piggy makes a pass at Kermit. You've seen the movie The Fly at least 10 times. You live in fear that someday you will wind up in a child's aquarium, and France is an evil empire to you. All right. Luckily, I can tell you that from reading that list, I am not a frog. I hope everyone else is able to determine that you are not a frog. When Doggy says, "I love barbecue," there's that moment when you first put some steaks on the grill and your mouth starts to water all over from that amazing smell of the meat sizzling on the barbecue. So I'm wondering, do you vegans feel the same way when you mow the grass? David Jones has one for the holiday. Teacher asks Tommy, "Tommy, can you tell us where the Declaration of Independence was signed?" And Tommy says, "Yes, ma'am, at the bottom." Nah. Again, interpretation of data. It's Funny Friday, where we share jokes to put everybody in a good mood for the weekend. So just to remind you, I will not be here on Monday. Monday is the 4th of July. If you live in another country, I'm sorry. Wing Doggy says, do you know how to make a dumb person curious? No, Wing Doggy, how? Wing Doggy says, I'll tell you tomorrow. Wait a minute. Hey. Linda says, why did the stoner cross the road? Oh, well, who else would follow a chicken? David Jones has another one. Robert says, what did the colonialists wear to the Boston Tea Party? John says, I don't know. Robert says, T-shirts! Woohoo! It's Funny Friday! And we're coming up with a whole bunch of Independence Day colonial jokes, colonial humor. Linda's got a good one. What do you get when you cross a bear with a toilet? And I don't know what mad scientist thought of doing this, but when you cross a bear with a toilet, Winnie the Pooh! Wait a minute. Oh, Marcel has one. A blonde, a redhead, and a brunette were competing in the Huron River Breaststroke Championships. The redhead won, and the brunette came in second. However, there was no sign of the final contestant. Hours and hours went by, causing grave concern and worry. Just as everyone was losing hope and fearing the worst, the blonde finally arrived. The crowd was extremely happy and relieved to see her. They embraced the young girl as she came ashore. After all the excitement died down, she leaned over to the judge and whispered, I hate to be a sore loser, but I think those other girls used their arms. Boy, am I sore. Ha! It's a breaststroke. A man asked a farmer near a field, sorry, sir, would you mind if I crossed your field instead of going around? You see, I have to catch the 4:23 train. And the farmer says, sure, go right ahead, and if my bull sees you, you might even catch the 4:11. Thanks, Wing Doggy. David Jones says, what did one flag say to the other? Nothing! It just waved! Linda says, what do you call two fleas on... Actually, let's change it. What do you call two lice on the top of a bald head? Homeless. David Jones says, why did Paul Revere ride his horse from Boston to Lexington? Because the horse was too heavy to carry. Who would ever carry a horse? Oops. Oh, let me go. I got a couple here, a long one coming up. Where does a bee pee? Says Linda. At the BP station? Marcel says, stepping out of the shower, a woman stands in front of the mirror, complaining to her husband that her breasts are too small. Instead of simply telling her it's not so, the husband jokingly comes up with this suggestion. He says, well, honey, if you want your breasts to grow larger, then every day take a piece of toilet paper and rub it between your breasts for a few seconds. Wife says, okay, I'm willing to try anything. So she gets a piece of toilet paper and stands in front of the mirror, rubbing it between her breasts. How long will it take? She asks. He says, they'll grow larger over a period of years, he replies. The wife stops. Why do you think rubbing a piece of toilet paper between my breasts every day will make them grow over the years? Without missing a beat, the husband says, well, it worked for your butt, didn't it? Hey. I mean, Doggy's got one. The mother asks her son, How was school today, Patrick? And Patrick says, it was great, Mom. We made explosives. Mother says, oh, they do fancy stuff with you these days. And what are you going to do in school tomorrow? Patrick says, what school? It's gone. We made explosives. What do you get if you cross George Washington with cattle feed? Okay. The father of our country. Woohoo! Thank you, Linda. Oh, thank you, David Jones. It's Funny Friday, where we share jokes to put everybody in a good mood for the weekend. Hope you're going to have a great weekend. When Doggy says, a little kid asks his mom, Mom, where do these tampons go? Mom says, where the babies come from, darling? And the little kid says, in a stork? And the mom says, never mind. So, ooh, good. Good, Linda. Linda's going to have a cookout. Marcel says, two salesmen were sitting at a bar. One complains to the other one, boy, this economy sucks. If I don't sell more cars this month, I'm going to lose my fucking ass. Too late. He notices a beautiful blonde sitting 2 stools away. Immediately, he offers apologies for his use of bad language. Oh, that's okay, says the blonde. I have a very similar problem. If I don't sell more ass this month, I'm going to lose my fucking car. Wait, ah! All right, it is 5:46. I'm just about to sign off, but I want to say Happy 4th of July. I hope everybody is going to have an awesome weekend. Hopefully, I will have some good pictures for you to put up. Yeah, let me say thank you to everybody at Laura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Teasus and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Tomlinson and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and Blair Cooper and Terry Sue and Brett and St. Clinton and Sam and N1QOV and Max and Wing Doggy and Cosmic Joe and Jay Dahlman and Boot and Swede. Thank you so much. And, oh, I meant me. and David Jones has the last joke of the day. What kind of tea did the American colonists thirst for? Liberty! Give me liberty or give me death. That's a strong commitment to your tea. Liberty. Happy 4th of July. Happy long weekend. Stay safe and happy. Kisses for everybody. Bye. I love you all. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye. Thank you, Marcel. Bye. I love you.